to my channel. It's Rebecca, also known as 4kidsat147, and I thought I'd give you a craft room tour today. Now, just to show you where my craft room's situated, this is my back door, my kitchen back door, and you come out of there and then we have this sort of what I call, or what we call, the lock-up space. So it's only got one door, and this is my craft room. So come on in. This is my desk space across here, and I will go through it all in more detail. And then I've got my walls, and then of course I'm stood currently in the doorway. So let's get in and let's do, we might be alright with the door shut light wise. That means that if any neighbours come into the garden, we'll be okay. So I'm going to do a turn round, so hold on, and we'll start by the door. So it is an outside building, and this door is going to move soon when we get a conservatory added, but I have a little windowsill, and on the back of my door I have diamond paintings that I've not yet done that are hung up, and on my windowsill is various bits and bobs. So it's got some memorabilia, it's got some notebooks, it's got a little leaf tray that I occasionally use, and then I have a pot here which has got wax and tips for diamond painting in. And then we'll move back round and we'll start in the far corner. So again, just have to excuse, we've got things down here on the floor. So this is gardening stuff. This is some edging we use. And normally I do have step ladders in here as well. I've got a couple of diamond paintings that I've done and framed that aren't yet up. Let's see if I can get a better angle of that actually. So I've got two diamond paintings here that aren't yet framed. Are framed but aren't yet up, and then I do have just a folder that I slip in some diamond paintings that I've done until they can go in my bigger one in the front room. I've got a canvas that, if you'd seen my previous craft room video, they used to be up on the wall, but I've since changed what's up on the wall. And I've got an old desktop from IKEA that's not currently being used, and my chair. So I use a fold-up chair in here, which allows me to move it out the way. And then these are currently boxes from diamond paintings and a paint by numbers. They currently have completed ones in them apart from the one on its own. That's one that I've yet to do, but the others are just storing completed diamond paintings like my Alice. So we'll go up. Got my light switch. So I do have this. This was picked up. I'll mention where I got everything that I can. This was picked up from the range. It was actually an A board, and it had the thing that you can, I don't even know what they're called, but it had the thing that you can put in letters and stuff on one side, and it had a whiteboard on another. And I just took them apart and put them up on the wall separate. I've then got this wall unit from IKEA, and this currently is housing quite a bit of scrapbooking stuff. I haven't scrapbooked in a while, but I'm not giving it up. I have taken a break before now and gone back to it, so it's not something I'm giving up, but I have stored quite a few bits on here. So I've got watercolours, I've then got some sticker books and a traveller's notebook. Coming further down, I've got some rhinestones that were purely for scrapbooking, some Heidi Swap, just, what's it called now? Heidi Swap glitter stuff, anyway. And then some threads, and then I've got some of my citrus twist kits that I've not yet used. They're all stored in there so that they're still handy, and they look pretty. I think it looks pretty. So that's across that wall. Now to come back to give you a full view, this is the back wall as you walk in. This is now where I film. So I used to film across the long desk, but we had to rearrange because I got some, well, these were originally wall mounted lights, but as you can imagine, I don't have the space for floor standing lights. I don't have the space for them, so I've hung them up. So the pipe is a shower curtain. I think that was from the range. And then we've got two clips that are bicycle clips for holding a torch, and use those to hold the pipes that you got with the lights. For standing on the floor, we just took some of the pipe sections off and turned them round. So that's my light setup. So if you do watch my videos and you see me reaching back for something, this is where I'm reaching. So this is my pegboard. So firstly we'll go above. This is a shelf unit. This was from Home Bargains. This holds a few of my pretty pen pots, and then tucked behind the lights is things like paint. So you can see there's some paint there, there's some embossing powder, and then tucked up behind the other one is just some bottles of glue and gesso and things like that. So they're still reachable, but they're just not in the way. Coming down, this is now my diamond painting pegboard. So I'm doing a lot more diamond painting than I am anything else. So this is the pegboard for it. I have in the corner of my desk, I have my silhouette. That's not diamond painting, but that is where my silhouette lives. And in case you spotted this, this is a fabric bin. I got this on a birds of a feather retreat, and it's just so handy just to pop little bits of rubbish in and then empty it out when it gets full. I have my Xyron sticker maker that was a wonderful gift from a subscriber that I use for potting up my diamond painting kits. And then across this back wall, currently I have two trays, one here and one further down, that just have spare bottles in. I have ordered a case that can hopefully hold some of these bottles. I have a bag full of diamonds that didn't come with a colour, and then my spare bags for holding diamonds for kits that come in. I have these 3 pots are full of diamonds for my Heaven and Earth designs. That's the colours that are too big to fit in my normal little photo box. We've got a couple of clips, and then we have the more functioning area is down here. So I've got 2 pots. This pegboard system is all from IKEA. I've got my pens, so I've got my diamond painting pens, I've got a pencil and a pen, I've got a cutter in case I need to trim down either some glue off a canvas or to trim down my top cover. I've got a basic tray, and I've got some bags, so it's mainly bags in there. And then here I've got washi tape, my tape measure, another pot for wax if I need it, and a pot of wax, a little funnel that I can use for putting diamonds in, and then I've got the likes of my batteries and memory card for my camera, and then some scissors. And then the last thing sort of on this back wall is my Bling Storage. So this tucks into a corner. This is by We Are Memory Keepers, and this is for scrapbooking, but if you twist it round, it opens up, and it's got all my little embellishment bits and pieces, keeps them all together, sort of organised. And that's those. So that's the back wall, desk height and above. Coming on to the next, which is longer, so this is the length of my craft room. If we go up, I have 3 diamond paintings that I did, and I have the word create. So we have a camera, a girl with a camera and an eye. So the idea is you put the eye and the camera together and you've got the girl looking through the camera. That's sort of the idea of it anyway. And then I have 2 more pegboards. Now this pegboard doesn't have loads on it, but it does store some of my diamond painting things. So I've got my list of my Heaven and Earth designs, diamonds. I've got a completed small diamond painting that I'm planning on doing another video with, to show diamond paintings that you can do in small. I've got a couple of completed projects. I've got a card that I've not yet done, and I've got some lovely notes from subscribers. I keep those there. And then we move across to the next one. This is primarily a scrapbooking pegboard, but does have the key rings that I've finished. I put them up to look pretty. But I've got my trimmer. This is held on longer pegs from IKEA. I've got my guillotine trimmer, I've got scissors and my glue, more glue and pencil case, and more pens and bits that I use. And then these little tubs. Again, everything on this pegboard system is from IKEA. It's got some threads, it's got some paper clips, and then I've got some spare things for my pegboards. So say all the pegboards and the desktops, in fact, are all from IKEA. The frames for these paintings were from the range, and the letters above were from Hobbycraft, and I just painted them black. And then the last thing on my desk is my current Heaven and Earth Designs big project. This stays rolled up both ways, and that sort of can sit there when I'm not working on it. So what we'll do is I'll spin you around, so we'll just do a view of the top of the desk, and we will go down to the cupboards, and this is where there is all sorts of stuff. Okay, so we'll go down. I have, let me move back a bit actually. So I have these Kallax units, which are in the 4 or 2x2, 4 squares. I have 3 of them here in my craft room with various different combinations. And what I have done is I have put legs on them. Now these legs are also from IKEA, but they're from the kitchen section. And I've got legs on them so that I can put stuff underneath, and it makes the height better, and makes it more of a bar height, so I can sit on my chair or I can stand. Gives me the flexibility for both. So underneath you'll see straight away I've got 2 art bin totes. They're full of scrapbook paper. So a lot of my paper has been put into these totes now, because I don't need them all in my cubes. And then I have 2 cupboards. Excuse me while I reposition. I have 2 cupboards. One of them is sort of my junky sort of cupboard. It's got some empty traveller's notebooks. Tucked down the back we've got some older small scrapbook albums. I've got my sequins. Yeah, it's sort of a bit of a hodgepodge in there. That's my messy cupboard. That's my cupboard we don't open very often. And then my second cupboard, this is holding some of my scrapbook paper collections. So I've got them all in these tubs, which unfortunately do only seem to be available in the UK. Oh, the door's closing, sorry. They're 12 by 12. And sorry, I'm getting quite out of breath as well. And they do hold both the papers, the embellishments and all sorts that goes with that collection. So I've got some of my collections in there. And then to come back up and across. I have the IKEA glass unit with door. Normally comes with a glass door. I never put it on. And then I have these baskets. It comes with 2 of these small ones, one of which is behind, and one bigger one. They again were from Home Bargains. They were only a few pounds. These hold sort of my sticker packs, some of my foam shapes, the smaller sort of little embellishments that you want to flick through are in there. This has got 6x6 paper pads, and some embellishment packs that go with them are tucked in the front. And then further above I've got my photo holders, so I've got a lot of photos in there. And then this one is just housing the bathroom bamboo set that's from IKEA, and it's currently got my cards in it, my 3x4 cards in it. So that's what's in that cube. And then this cube is one of the new IKEA shelves in the white. When I got this glass cupboard one, they didn't do these. So they are slightly different. This is exactly in the middle, but the glass shelf one isn't. The glass shelf is slightly higher up. So in turn it does work for me because I am able to put in 6x6 paper pads. I can't put them on these shelves. But bear that in mind. You know, if you've not got these shelves in the IKEA in your country, because I know they're very hit and miss. Some stuff they will do, some stuff they don't, because I've seen ones that are divided by 4, and I don't think we have those in the UK. So yeah, can be a bit hit and miss what you can get, but there are often ways of working around it with the likes of the glass shelves. So a lot of scrapbooking stuff has sort of been squeezed into some of these to create space. So this one has some like fishing tackle type boxes with wooden pieces in. It's got a mat for stitching. It's got some Vicky booting brushes, my scrapbooking bin, and my little photo printer. It's sort of squeezed in so I could create some room for diamond painting. And then I've still got all my thicker alphabets in another one. So they are organised by colour, and then there's just been a few that will fit in tucked in the front. I used to have this as 2 sets of alphabets, so I'd have thickers in one and I'd have all the others in another. But I say I've condensed my scrapbooking stuff rather than get rid. I probably do need to sort out so that it's a little bit easier to be able to scrapbook when I want to, but I've not quite got there yet. So we'll just have a pause while I get my breath back, and I'll cut, and then we'll move on to the next part. Okay, so I think the sound of my voice will be better for you now, but we'll see. So this is sort of my little tucking corner. Can't quite get cupboards and stuff in here. It's also got one of the legs to support the big long desk table. This little one seems to prop okay, but the longer one needs legs to stop it tipping. So tucked in here I've got my scrapbooking tote. That's for if I go away scrapbooking on weekends. It's currently got my sewing machine in there because I've not been using it as much, so rather than have it out on my desk, it's been tucked in there. I've got a couple of storage, bead storage trays for diamond painting, so those 2 are there. And then if I move this, I've got another storage tote for scrapbooking. I've got the box for the tablet and an empty box, and then in this one that sits on the top is spare trays and pens from all the kits, diamond painting kits. I need to sort out what to do with those, but it's currently locked down, so no trips out. So then we'll move round. So this is my next cube of 4. I can't get this in a full shot as easy because I'm already hitting against my chair on the wall. So this has a lot more of my diamond painting things in, but it's still got some scrapbooking mixed in. So I've got some cardstock in black and white, and then I've got page protectors and grip seal bags. These 2 photo boxes are what house my spare diamonds. So that's all my spare diamond storage, and then I've got my iPad, which I like to watch YouTube on, and I've got my Huawei tablet, because that is the only, sorry, it's not the only, Pattern Keeper app, which I use for my Heaven and Earth designs, is only available on Android. So that's my Android tablet for that purpose. If we come down to the next cube, I've got another one of the IKEA shelves, and this houses my 4 storage containers for my Heaven and Earth designs. Now, I did try to label them up last night to show me what numbers were in each, but they seem to want to come off. It's more of a fabric top on these, it's not sticking very well. So I think I might just have to change and just put a number on here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that will give me enough to know which one I need next. To go up and across, just to keep your bearings, I've got these trays. These are WHAM trays, W-H-A-M, and 3 of those without the lids fit across the top of here, and they hold my punches, again on an IKEA shelf. And then I have my diamond painting tray, or drawer. Say these fabric drawers are from IKEA, but they come with their own fabrics around, but I prefer them on these wooden shelves. I think they're a lot sturdier. This houses diamonds for projects I've not yet done, a couple of storage containers of the smaller variety, and my other diamond painting trays, but that basically holds diamonds. Diamonds for projects I've not yet done. Coming down, I've got another shelf unit. I've got my diamonds, my spare diamonds for my Heaven and Earth designs in this small one. I do need to make this bigger. And then behind it, I've got a couple of the boxes from IKEA. One's holding 3x4 cards that I've made, and the other one holds the likes of my fuse tool. Just keeps those safe. That now goes in the front because I use that a lot more at the moment. And then I've got these planter trays. So these 2 white boxes, they're metal. Don't know if you can hear that. These again are from IKEA. Can you tell I like IKEA? They are plant pots. So they're plant pots. They come with some sort of wooden thing for you to sit the plant pot on, but I don't use them. So this one has my little die cutting machine and my Dymo label machine. And then this one, oh, it has a roll of diamond painting paper that's not supposed to be in there. That's just top sheet that I keep in case I want to cover a poured glue painting. And then washi tape. Lots and lots of washi tape, which I'm probably using more for diamond painting than I did for scrapbooking, but gets used. That's why us crafters have these things. And then we go underneath. So again, I've got 2 totes. I think they're both art bin, or maybe one's art bin and one's iris container under here. They hold paper, scrapbooking paper. And then I've got my little mini photo printer is tucked under there because I've not been using that at the moment. Again, it used to live on the desk. it can go back to living on the desk, but to live on my desktop it has to be used often, or be like the silhouette, too big to fit anywhere else, which is why it's there. And then if we go round, just going over my knee, underneath here we have a long arm reach stapler and a fuse tool mat. So they just tuck in between the two legs. And then I have, oh, I don't know if that was something attached to me or something flying. I have my arc trimmer, sorry, my arc punch up in the far corner that I use for diary stuff. I've got a really useful box with a tray that I use to hold a kit. And then I've just got a couple of, it's like a Becky Higgins page protector box, a 12 by 12 studio calico, just a few little bits that don't quite fit in a cube, and a mat. So that's what's underneath the second one. And in the far corner are those diamond painting clip frames from IKEA that I've recently done a video on, which if it's not on my channel already, it will be soon. They're tucked in the corner. It's amazing how many things you can tuck in different places in a craft room if you set your mind to it. So this is now the last 4 cube of my craft room. So we've got another one of these shelves, but this one is turned up the other way. So it's turned up the other way, and this holds more of my scrapbooking collection. So just to show you, just picking up one, this is a Felicity Jane kit. You can house your paper in it, your embellishments in it, any letter stickers. I tend to like using a collection when I scrapbook, though I will pull in other stuff. I find it focuses my mind more if I'm looking at less. So I can fit 10 of these boxes in here, and I like having the divider because otherwise, because they don't clip together, you can find that if you take one out, they'll tilt, and if you had all of them tilting, it's just more faff that we don't need. So to go up, I've got again the other half of this drawer set, and this one has got a lot of mixed media stuff in it, and it's got some of my alphabet pouches, my smaller alphabets. So I didn't feel that my alphabets could take a full cube up when I'm not scrapbooking as much, so I sort of squish stuff in. Then I've got 2 more planters. This one houses my dies and my stamps, and they're all held in little CD wallets. I do have videos on how they are, how I put them together, and how I store them. And then I have adhesive. So it's adhesive, it's got a couple of my camera mount bits, and it's got some string. But that's all the weird type of adhesive and spare adhesive. My main scrapbooking adhesive is held on my tool shelf. And then we come to sort of the other bits. It's still scrapbooking, but it can cross over into a few different ones. So these drawer units were from IKEA, but years ago. Don't think they do them anymore, but I have 2 sets. They come as individual pieces and you can clip them together. So they're A4 in size, or a bit bigger than A4. Excuse me. So this is holding paper, so I've got 160 GSM and 100 GSM. I've then got some foam sheets. Is it foam sheet? No, that's card. Sorry. So that's A4 card in different colours. in case it's needed more for a crafting project than a scrapbooking project. And this is my foam sheets, which can be good to mount photos on, give them a little bit of lift. And then we've got tucked in here, we've got stencils. So we've got 12 by 12 stencils, and then I use this mini album to hold smaller stencils. So any stencils for mixed media. I've got some spaces for some more, and I've got one that needs to be put away but hasn't happened, so it's just got tucked in. So that's where my stencils live. And then this last one, this one is memorabilia. So it's got some wedding bits from my wedding, my sister's wedding, some made albums. And then this one is primarily cardstock, is at the bottom. And then I house just some A4 bags and another thing of memorabilia because it doesn't fit in the one above. That's all housed in that bottom one, and they're double the depth of the top ones. And then I've got a couple of just storage, 12 by 12 storage, came in a really old tote. Making memories. Came in an old making memories tote, and that just tends to hold either layouts that I've done, is normally what I put in them, or if I just need more of this type of storage and I've run out. And then I've got my boards. So this is mounting board, where I've just drawn a type A scrapbooking page protector for planning out my project life before it goes into my sleeves. So that is all the cupboards in my craft room. So let me see if I can stand up. Excuse me while you go a bit all over the place. But yeah, this is my space. It's prettier up top. It's all white. As I say, at the moment you do currently have to come out of my house to get in it, but we are having a conservatory fitted, so soon it will be more part of the house. But if you see me filming, that's where my camera clips to, and that's where I tend to be filming. So if you see me grabbing stuff from what seems like behind, that's where it is. So I hope you've enjoyed my craft room tour. Please let me know if you have any questions and I'll do my best to answer them. I am sorry if it seems like I'm heavy breathing, but I do have a chest condition, so sometimes it just can't be helped. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.